Good evening and welcome to another video from Haley's Reef, and this is my weekly update of my Red Sea Reefer 450. It's been a week since my last post, and what a week it's been. I have to say there's always something going down in a reef tank. If you love drama, this is the hobby for you, trust me. But anyway, jokes aside, we all as reefers, as you probably, if you are a reefer, you will understand how bad you actually feel when you lose life in your tank and it is your fault. And if you saw my last video regarding my cleanup crew, my marine crayfish, aka Terminator, basically murdered in cold blood about 10 of my fish, and the rest of my fish were so stressed. I lost a couple from stress. They didn't eat, they didn't come out. It was just a huge mistake. But you know what? We learn and we just carry on. Anyway, so since last weekend, I've been basically building up my stock of fish. People often ask, how many fish can you actually keep in a reef tank? And the obvious answer is, it depends on the size of your tank. But not necessarily. My tank is pretty overstocked, really, but it all comes down to how much of a bioload that your tank can take. And so basically, and also the fact that when you're adding fish, you really want to have a good mature tank that can take anywhere from 6 months to a year to actually really get lots and lots of that beneficial bacteria and everything else. And with so many fish, as you may have seen on my other videos, I feed my fish very well, and my corals for that matter, and still my nitrates are low. Unfortunately, the lobster escapade had a massive impact on my phosphates because of the fact I knew I had to keep feeding him, because if I didn't, he'd take out my fish. Well, not only did I feed him lots, he also pooed lots and created a whole load of crap in my reef, and I'm now dealing with high phosphates. Trying to bring them down naturally. I don't like to add chemicals or anything like that, so I've been doing pretty much daily water changes. My phosphates were 0.4 yesterday, they were halved again today. I don't like using chemicals or products to reduce my phosphate. I like to do it my own way. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing my water changes, and also I've noticed some problem algae cropping up here and there, and the way I deal with algae, as soon as I see algae, I siphon it out quick smart, because you want to nip it in the bud, because algae can literally take over your tank so quickly, it's just unbelievable. And that algae will kill your corals, it'll just make your tank look like shit. So yeah, just you need to really be on the button with as soon as you see algae, you just suck it out. I do suspect some of my algae may be cyano, but I don't want to use chemically just yet. I'd rather just spend the time siphoning the stuff out and see if I can do it that way. In the past, when I've had the same issue, it worked, so I might just try it again. I do not like using chemicals at all in my tank. So what have I actually added? Apart from the school of 10 cardinals, which are living in the big fish tank in the sky, I have the 2 squirrel fish. Still not quite sure what they're actually called. And I also introduced 3 anthias into my tank. I wouldn't normally have chosen anthias because I've heard they're hard to keep, but these anthias have come from a established aquarium. They were a little bit big when I saw them, and I was a bit worried they may be too big, but you know what, they're still beautiful. They're not quite as colourful as their younger counterparts, but you know what, give me tank raised fish, because I just want hardy fish. You just want fish that could cope with mistakes sometimes, apart from mistakes of using the wrong cleanup crew. So 3 cardinals, and then I did actually add a flame angel. Now I had one of these before in my last tank, and she took a liking to my acans. When I introduced her into my last tank, it wasn't very mature. There wasn't much kind of rock work to graze and that sort of thing. This time round, I'm going to give it a second shot and see what happens, because as far as I'm concerned, flame angels are just my favourite fish. They're exquisitely beautiful. So I'm just going to watch this space and see what she pecks on. I actually have one acan in my tank. I'll just see if she starts to pick on that or whatever. We'll just see how it goes. But second attempt, we'll see what happens. So that concludes my little weekly video. I'm sorry it was so long, but I do get so excited when I add new fish and just to get a bit carried away. So I'm going to break. Also this week I've been a busy girl, and I've been retweaking my scape, added a few corals, adjusted corals around a little bit, and somebody threw down for me an SPS challenge. So I've actually started my very own SPS little garden. I'll let you know how that goes. So I will post another, like a part 2 tomorrow night. I've also added some extra equipment, even though I hate tank equipment, but I did actually add a couple of things that I consider necessary for my tank. So stay tuned, and please like and subscribe if you like my channel. And yeah, I look forward to you following me along my little wee journey here. Please ask me any questions in the comments or whatever, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.